Welcome to the Reconnection Club podcast, the show that helps parents heal troubled relationships with their adult sons and daughters. I'm your host, psychotherapist Tina Gilbertson. Each week, I'll offer you compassion, clarity, and personal development tips designed to help you reconnect, not only with your child, but with yourself. Now let's get started. If you don't have any contact right now with your adult child or children, that doesn't mean you never will. I regularly hear from parents about unexpected contact from estranged adult children after years of silence. It can and does happen, no matter how long they've been estranged. And of course, sometimes unexpected contact happens much earlier, before parents may feel ready. That's why it's so important to make good use of the time that estrangement has forced upon you. Today, I'll share 5 interpersonal skills that are considered basic, foundational practices of emotionally attuned therapy. Ironically, emotionally attuned therapy appears to be based on emotionally attuned parenting ideals. So for parents to borrow these therapy skills, it's sort of like getting back a gardening tool after you lent it to a neighbor. Let's get right into these optional skills that you might choose to practice while you're estranged from your adult child, with the idea of adding these to your toolkit so you can reach for them in the future. Number 1, listening. This is considered a basic conversational skill, but it's also really hard. There are so many reasons why we don't listen well. We all want to be seen and heard, so many times while others are talking, we're mostly just waiting politely for our turn to talk. Also, our attention span seems shorter than ever, and other people's thoughts and feelings aren't always enough to hold our attention. Furthermore, when someone's words trigger our defenses, our brains get to work on defending us instead of continuing to listen. For all those reasons and more, cultivating the skill of listening is a generous act of will. But few skills can serve you better with your child or children, estranged or not. We love most the people who listen to us best. Skill number 2 that parents can borrow back from therapists is reflecting. When you feel like it's important to offer a response, but you don't quite know what to say, you can simply reflect what was said, the way a mirror reflects the person looking into it. For example, your friend says, "My job is the best. I get to do XYZ all day long." And you say, "You enjoy doing XYZ all day long." You might think simple reflection like that would be inadequate, or even a little bit insulting, but it is powerful on the receiving end. It communicates that you're listening and tracking what's being said, and that's a gift to the speaker. You don't even have to add anything. In fact, the simplest form of reflection is to literally repeat the last few words you hear. In the example I just gave, where the person said they get to do XYZ all day long, you could simply say, "all day long." And believe it or not, that alone would likely encourage them to keep talking. I encourage you to try it, in person, not in writing. Therapy skill number 3, clarifying. That is, getting more clear on what's being said. When words or behavior are vague, general, or confusing, or you just don't have enough information for a thoughtful response, you're allowed to ask for clarity. So if the person says, "I find that disrespectful," you might ask, "In what way?" I often ask for clarification when I hear buzzwords like gaslighting or narcissist. I want to understand what someone means when they use a label or category to describe their experience or feelings. Otherwise, I may respond to something they're not actually saying. You can also ask about nonverbal meanings, by the way. If the person makes a sound, gesture, or facial expression that you're not sure how to interpret, it's reasonable to ask about it. "What does that sound mean, or that gesture?" you might ask. Many of us are in the habit of struggling to make sense of what people are saying or doing because we never learned that it's acceptable to ask them about it. Clarifying questions are sometimes needed to help both people better understand what's being communicated. Therapy skill number 4, validating. I've spoken and written at length on validation, so I won't get into it here, but please do listen to my validation series, starting with episode 198 at reconnectionclub.com/198. You can also attend one of my regular online validation workshops included with your Reconnection Club membership. I'll just say for now that validating someone, while always optional, is a very useful skill to have in your relationship toolbox. Therapy skill number 5, offering accurate empathy. This is a sub-skill of validation, and it's potent all by itself. By offering accurate empathy, you're reflecting the person's emotions back to them with compassion, providing a soothing message of understanding and acceptance. As an example from my own life, many years ago I was sitting down to dinner in a restaurant with a large group of people, and someone said something to me that was shockingly rude. I didn't think anyone else noticed, but a good friend of mine who was there hurried over to me, looked me in the eye, and said in a low voice, "I'm with you." And I immediately knew that she knew that I was shocked and hurt by what had happened. I felt 100% better, basking in the warmth of my good friend's empathy. If you're a little out of practice offering verbal empathy, you can begin by empathizing with emotions that are easy for you to identify and to tolerate. For instance, if someone is clearly frustrated because their phone or tablet isn't doing what they want it to, you can say, "That is really frustrating." When it comes to choosing words of empathy, or words for any of the skills I'm talking about in this episode, through your practice, you will find your own style that works well for you. Let me run through them again, those skills that are such a boon to both therapists and parents. They are listening deeply, reflecting, just like a mirror without changing anything, clarifying, basically asking what the person means, validating, which communicates acceptance and empathy even if you disagree on the facts, and finally, offering accurate empathy, exercising your emotional literacy. It doesn't take a master's degree in counseling psychology to develop these abilities, but it does require some degree of self-awareness and courage. If the skills in this episode intrigue you, and if you'd like to develop them further, make sure to practice them first and foremost with the most important person in your life, yourself. Until next time, remember that you are a loving, lovable, and still growing human being. So please take good care of yourself. Bye for now. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Reconnection Club podcast, I invite you to check out reconnectionclub.com. The Reconnection Club is for parents at any stage of estrangement from their adult, child, or children. So whether you've just realized there's trouble between you, you've been living with estrangement for years, or you're newly reconciled but still walking on eggshells, the Reconnection Club is your essential resource for information, support, and continued personal growth. With our courses and workshops, expert interviews, monthly Q&A calls, and a friendly, active community, the Reconnection Club is a wonderful place to be for anyone suffering the pain of estrangement from an adult, child, or children. So check it out at reconnectionclub.com.